I will call to order the Joint Committee of Infrastructure and the Board of Public Works. And let me see, for the record, this here for the record will be on Wednesday, February 23rd, 2023. And like I said, we started at 6:04. This meeting is located in the automatic chamber.
That was a typo, it should be the 22nd, sorry.
The 22nd, okay. And I don't have any opening remarks. I'll reserve them for later into the meeting. So will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor Donchis could not be with us this evening, so he asked that we excuse him. Alderman O'Brien is present. Alderman Dowd? Present. Alderman Jetty?
Here.
Alderman Como couldn't make it this evening and asked us to excuse his presence. Alderman Gouvier is not here, I believe, and also has asked us to excuse his presence. Commissioner Moriarty?
Here.
Commissioner Shoneman?
Here.
Commissioner Lemon?
Here.
Commissioner Shea? No, and I don't believe Commissioner Shea is with us this evening, and so has asked us to excuse his absence. Also with us is we have Director Photo, and for the record, myself, Director Cummings.
And Mr. Jaffe?
And then, yes, thank you, Project Manager Jaffe with Harvey Construction. With
Okay.
that, I'm sorry, just to be clear, we have 6 members present. We do have quorum.
I will declare a quorum. Okay. Seeing no members from the public, is that what you had it on?
Yep.
Public comment?
Yep.
And we don't have anybody in the chamber for public comment. So we'll open and close the public comment period. We'll move to the agenda item number 3, approval of minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting? Alderman Dow.
Motion to approve the minutes of the January 26, 2023 joint meeting.
Okay. Any question on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, general progress update. I'll turn this portion of the meeting over to Director Cummings and with the assistance of Mr. Jaffe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, I'm just going to hand it right off to Project Manager Jaffe, who can walk us through the latest on the project.
Thank you. I've handed out a presentation. Hopefully this will be pretty short as we are on the home stretch to finishing this project. The milestones that have been updated are substantial completion at the very end of this month. The city is making arrangements to move into the facility in March. And we, as previously discussed, will be holding off on landscaping and some exterior finishes until the weather allows, which will be in April or May. I didn't bring any full-size copies of the schedule, but really there's only a few items that are left. Really, it's really those milestones: moving in, finishing the punch list, and then there'll be a delay until we come back and finish the landscaping. Some photos on the next page are of the construction projects on the exterior. The masonry is complete. The roof trim and the flashing will be finished up next week. It's about 60% complete right now. And really, that's just the coping on the very top of the block that caps the masonry walls. We have installed temporary walkways. The loaned areas have been finished around the front of the building, taking advantage of some of the nice weather that we had in the previous few weeks. Electric vehicle chargers are in place, and we're teeing up to install the entrance awnings next week. Landscaping and the concrete walkways and the concrete patio are going to be postponed until April, May due to the weather. Inside the building, the project is looking like a finished space. finishes are in place. You see a picture of the bathroom partitions. All the MEP finishes are complete and inspected. The commissioning, testing, and balancing is complete, including owner training. And the city's IT department is in the process of installing their equipment. The interior column covers, aluminum covers, are being installed this week. Window treatments are scheduled to be installed next week. Appliances in the kitchens and kitchenettes have been delivered and installed. Really, the building is complete, and punch list activities are underway. The owner-supplied furniture, including cubicles, desks, chairs, have been delivered and are being installed. So coming up, we'll continue to finalize and complete the punch list items, complete the final inspections, apply for a conditional certificate of occupancy, perform final cleaning, and move in. Well, I think one item I did miss under, maybe it was MEP or finishes, but we did complete state inspection of the elevator. So the other elevator is turned over online and operational. And then again, in spring, we'll come back and do the walkways, the patio, and landscaping and irrigation, and finish up the job. That's it. Any questions?
Questions from the committee? Alderman Jettie.
I think I heard you talk about temporary walkways and that concrete walkways have to be done later, but I'm looking at the photos and I see concrete walkways. What?
Yes, we were able to get the sidewalks along the parking area with the curbing earlier in the project, but we couldn't do them around the building because of the scaffolding for the masonry. So we were able to get those where we could without spending extra money on temporary winter conditions, heat, and potentially sacrificing the quality of the sidewalks. We were able to get the main entrance concrete, so there's a small patio walkway in the main entrance that'll provide the primary entry and egress to the building. But there are two walkways on the side of the building that really were prohibited from finishing those, placing concrete. So instead, there are basically crushed stone gravel walkways that are personally functional, but just not permanent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions of Mr. Jaffe or Director Cummings, members of the committee? I know I'm gonna put the director right on the spot, but this is a beautiful building here and almost done. So I imagine we're working on an opening for the public. If you just want to lightly touch base or something like that, or?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that. We right now we're very
Yeah,
engrossed
no,
in
I
trying
would
to
be
move
satisfied
it,
so that
but
the
we'll-
public would know
yeah.
that you are working on it.
Yes.
You do want the public to come down and see what wonderful building we have built for you.
Sure.
Okay, that's adequate. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I do sometimes.
That's okay, no problem.
Okay, seeing no further questions of agenda item number 4, agenda item number 5, requisition of requests. We have requisition request number 13 to be paid to Harvey, submitted an invoice for $797,012.23. I will be looking for a motion to pay this. This is part of the construction costs that go on. And so do I have a motion? Okay. Excuse me. Commissioner Moriarty makes a motion to pay Harvey for the price submitted for $797,012.23. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 6, change order review for request of approval of PCOs and PCCOs number 10. And at the request, we're going to have Mr. Cummings speak on this, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman. So just for the body's edification, we don't have any approvals that need to be made tonight for PCOs. What was before you is really the approval of PCO number 10, which is an amendment to the Harvey GMP contract for $11,497.50. And it encompasses, and I want to make sure I get this correct, and Mr. Jaffe can correct me if I get this wrong, but the PCCO number 10 does incorporate PCO number 57, PCO number 58, and PCO number 59. It does not include PCO number 60, which would show up in PCCO number 11 next month. But it has all the PCOs that are outlined on your agenda have been executively approved due to the time sensitivity of them. As you can see, they're all relatively small dollar amounts. And so they'll be happening in the PCO number 60 would be happening in the following month, but that's for $9,506.61, and that's for miscellaneous electrical work that needs to be done. PCO number 59, which is just an accounting matter where we need to just reconcile the temporary heat account. It doesn't have any effect on the GMP. And then PCO number 58 for $3,085.66 is an additional electrical sub-panel that we added to the project. And then PCO number 57 for $3,825.69 was some relocation of some kitchen equipment. I wanted to just make everyone aware of that in case there was any specific questions.
Okay, any questions, Director Cummings? Alderman Chetty?
It's just for my edification, 57 says reload kitchen MAU. What does MAU mean?
Yep, Dov Jaffe Harvey. The MAU is a makeup air unit. It's a rooftop located unit. When this kitchen hood was added to the project, there was a conflict in the spatial orientation of that equipment on the roof. We had already installed a curb and an opening on the roof because construction was underway. And really this is the cost to patch that opening and relocate it a few feet away to keep it away from other equipment that was in place.
And the MAU means what?
Makeup air unit.
Makeup area unit?
Air.
Air unit, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Further questions? Seeing none, I'll be looking for a motion to approve PCCO number 10 to the GMP for a total of $11,497.50. And also too, can the clerk recognize, I welcome Alderman GOV to the committee. You get tied up in Concord like I did, yeah, yes, sir. It's tough living a dual life. All right, so we have that. Can I have somebody make that motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Commissioner Lehman makes the motion for the, of the amendment to GMP for a total $11,497.50. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 9.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just
Yeah,
one.
skip one?
No, you did not. I did. I failed to turn my agenda over, and I apologize. I just wanted to note for the record that there was 2 additional items that were executively approved. They were not included in PCCO number 10 because they happened to be IT-related needs or equipment-related needs that were different contracts. Again, small dollar amount, $2,400 for an additional bookcase for the DPW, and then a $3,236 $3,236.06 video camera that needed to get added, so for door access control management
Right.
issues.
Tim, can I just,
Do we need a motion?
I just wanted to mention, that's 4 bookcases, not just one. That would be an expensive bookcase.
Yeah.
Do we need a motion for that?
Nope.
And they were executively approved?
Yep.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Mr. Cummings. Moving on to agenda item number 9. I do have something to bring up for your discussion. We're coming down to the end of this project. Other than the cost directly to Harvey Construction, most of the big ticket items have been bought and paid. So it's basically, right now, it's the minor necessities somewhere in the avenue, as what we saw on the agenda, of around the ballpark $10,000, $11,000, $15,000 range. Do you still want to meet, or do you want to allow executive approval for these meetings? It's basically just general sundries, just to clean up the final, as we're into the end stage of this project. So I'll open it up for a discussion. Anybody want to start the discussion? Alderman Jettie.
Yeah, this committee is charged with overseeing this project, and so, we've come this far. I think it's only appropriate that we finish the job and continue to meet to make whatever approvals are required.
Yeah. Well, it's just trying to save time, and I have no objections to meetings. The committee members would be informed of any approval and stuff like that. But as we move on, you'll see, in this process, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So the offer was out there, could be re-brought back again, unless somebody wants to make a motion on it. Alderman Dow.
Much as I hate having meetings all the time, but I don't think we can get away from the fact by the legislation that created the joint committee that we can, if we're making payments, it has to be approved by this committee. We can approve PCOs, but the final approval has to be at the full committee level. We'd never be able to do that at joint special, because the payments are a lot higher, but, it just, people have to be able to be flexible enough to have a quorum here. And because you have to have a quorum, or, and what happens is joint special, if we don't have a quorum one night, or if we have a snowstorm like tomorrow night, the meeting goes to either Friday or Monday, you have to have the meeting. So if we continue to have the meeting, you have to be here to be at the meeting, and so we can pay the bills. I would imagine we don't have that many left. You're ready for substantial completion, right?
Correct. We're coming in close on substantial completion. This will not be our final invoice, and unfortunately, because of the weather and the outstanding work that'll be performed in the spring, we really won't be able to do a final billing until the work's complete, which unfortunately prolongs the process until
Do you envision
probably
any-
after May.
You can't have that because you have supervision, so there's always gonna be some billing.
There's going to be some billing.
Minor, but yeah.
Well, I'm willing to put it onto the back burner for now. You bring up a good point. Unfortunately, quorums seem to be, that's what I was thinking of. Trying to get everybody corralled is kind of tough. So we'll put that on the back burner. Anybody else have anything that they want to bring up in miscellaneous items? Commissioner Moriarty.
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe the next meeting we could have see where we are with the budget, the spendings, we have to be pretty close at this point. I'd like to know where we are with the numbers.
Yes, if I may, Mr. Chairman, I actually was about to raise this as my last comments, which I wanted to get for this meeting, a reconciliation. I didn't get it done in time, but you can look for an email from me that will give you an update. And then, yes, I will discuss it at the next meeting. That will just give everyone an understanding in terms of, where we are financially.
Thank you.
And hopefully we're on budget.
We're under budget?
Ooh, way to do it, folks,
I was gonna
way to
use
do
that
it.
Judo, there you are.
That's how we do it at Public Works.
Yeah,
Wow. Duly noted, Commissioner, very good one, very good one. Alderman Dow.
Actually, I was gonna say that we're in good shape budget-wise, and it's not gonna be an issue. And the final tweaks of the building will be done soon as they're moving in. In fact, the furniture's going in, so should be wrapped up. Last billing, I'm gonna assume is gonna be like May or June or somewhere in there. But the payments also get a lot smaller. And the other thing I wanted to suggest is when you put out the agenda, put the agenda in a separate file and don't connect all the financial stuff and minutes and everything with it. Separate those like we do on joint specials, so if somebody wanted to print it out at home, they don't have to print out 100 pages. Okay, right?
Understood, thank you.
Save a couple trees.
There you go. Anybody else have something, a general discussion items on the project? Mr. Jaffe, you content, happy over there?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Alderman Dowd.
Yeah, just one thing, I do go to all the Thursday meetings and have toured the building several times. And it's really nice right now. It's really getting in shape and it's just come together phenomenally. As you said, the outside stuff has to wait for of course, we had 61 day and snowstorm the next, so kind of tough to do that outside work, but it's coming together really well.
Very good. Director Cummings, are you always coming to you next?
Well, Mr. Chairman, we're at that time where I ask people what they would like to do for next month's meeting. And so if we stay with normal course of how we've been doing it, I would suggest 6 p.m. before the Finance Committee on Wednesday nights. If we were to do that, that would put us on track to be here on March 15th. If we wanted to do that, or we could do it later in the month for the 22nd or the 29th. Those are the Wednesdays. If folks have an interest.
It's gonna be tough when we start getting into April, May, there will be no open nights.
Yeah, with budget will be.
Budget,
And that was the other reason for we're gonna be busy with
have
that.
to just combine meetings.
Everybody can agree on that, at least it's not March 17th, which is, I have something doing that day myself.
Isn't
But-
that a sacred day?
Yeah, it's a sacred day.
It's one of the high holy days. Yes, yes,
As a saint, well,
yes. So, you said
March 15th?
March 15th?
No, I'm seeing a no.
No?
The only reason I pose an objection is we typically close the month on the 15th, and that's when we receive all of our subcontractor invoices and ask for a few days at a minimum to prepare our owner requisition for a mid-month, and typically do it the week after. I suppose if it needs to be, we would ask for an exception of the subs to do their billings earlier, but it would be an adjustment for us.
We could do it on the 22nd, and that would be assuming we would be right before the Committee on Infrastructure. So
Right.
the Committee on Infrastructure would meet at 7 p.m. in theory. I have to check what I'm saying
Yeah.
with Donna, but then we could meet at 6 p.m. right before infrastructure.
that'd be convenient for many of us.
So that would be on the 22nd.
Yeah, so how about folks, a tentative March 22nd? We'll keep you all in the email loop and to the public informed. The public, please check the calendar schedule that does get published once we solidify the date. That in agreement with everybody? Seeing everybody shaking their head, and that's outstanding. So, which wheezes us down to item number 10, which is the one everybody's happy with, I think. Alderman Dowd.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll adjourn this meeting at 6:29. Be safe, everybody, with the upcoming snow, and Good luck, Director Photo, to your good staff there, so.
We're ready.
Finally, winter's upon us again.